Hey, Westminster youth and parents. I know we're getting close to the new school year, and with that, probably has some anxiety of just thinking about the school year and what that brings, possibly even just the anxiousness or depression. And it's all things that we struggle with in small ways or large ways, depending on how the Lord has made us or different spiritual struggles we have. So I just wanted to have this recommendation be a few resources of looking at anxiety and from that, a few surrounding issues that aren't the same, but might be raised by thinking of that. First, I just want to draw your attention to Luke chapter 12 and the Lord's words here, encouraging us just to know that our Father in heaven loves us. He cares for us, even as he cares for the lilies and for the birds of the air. And Jesus says, fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Our Father has sent Jesus as our King. We are in his kingdom, brought in, and there's a lot of comfort of knowing whose we are, where we belong, where we're going, that we worship and serve the King and Creator, and just all the blessings of Jesus as our prophet, priest, and king. There's so much to unpack there, but that's what these resources are, not for me to give a whole lesson on it. So I would draw your attention to a few things. Living Without Worry, How to Replace Anxiety with Peace by Dr. Tim Lane. I had him as a professor, just really good resource, really challenging. And it's a good book to think through anxiousness and worry. You can't talk about anxiousness without thinking about how our phones are actually a source of that now. So 12 Ways Your Phone is Changing You by Tony, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Reinke. Would definitely recommend thinking through that. You can also find some articles that summarize and give a review of his basic thought as well. A similar but not the same issue, Ed Welch has a series of books. I'm about to recommend a few. Shame Interrupted, How God Lifts the Pain of Worthlessness and Rejection. So really just applying the gospel to how we see our sin and our shame, and the fact that God continues to search and know us and sanctify us and causes us to have to address every area of our life where there's sin, and every area where we've yet to allow the gospel to be applied to it. With anxiety, you also might think, oh, what about depression? It's a different, if anxiousness is an over activity and fretting, then depression is a lowering of the temperature. So I definitely recommend this book by Dr. Welch. And what you'll see as you go through it is just the importance of community, of repeatedly talking with people and expressing what you're going through, and having friends who will listen just repeatedly to you with love and care. Something I've been challenged to do through the years is just to grow in listening. When we think about anxiety, depression, shame, sometimes that's caused by addictions. And Ed Welch has a really good work on addictions as a worship disorder. He says, will we worship our own desires, or will we worship the true God? So our hearts, our idol factories, and our addictions are often playing into those things. And then a smaller book, at least that's the promise, 192. So a small book for the anxious heart. So I recommend those things. I've got resources in my office. I've got smaller booklets. I actually was looking through my booklets. I don't have any at the moment because I've given them away, but I can always get more. And I have Dr. Lane's book here and others. So if you text me, call me, come see me, and I'll look at that. And definitely we'll be praying for you as you start the new school year, and just that added pressure. And even for parents, just your schedules get a lot more complicated again. So praying for both parents and students. I love you, and hope you are doing well. And if not, please reach out to myself or Mary Catherine or some of our other student leaders if you're struggling in some area right now. Thank you, and have a blessed evening.